Hey folks, it's Rivgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator. Farming Simulator 19. Here in Ravenport, deep in the heart of the United States. I don't actually know where we are. I've got no clue where we are. It could be any... Well, I say deep in the heart of the US, but there are palm trees on this map. And there is coastline. So that suggests that it's somewhere further south. Somewhere. Quite where, I've got no idea. Now, we had a problem, didn't we? We could not place down the placeable very far over this way, and I couldn't figure out why. I've put a little thing on the forum to say that maybe this is a bug, maybe it's not, I don't really know, about not allowing us to sort of move it over that way. But that's not quite so crucial. The big issue for me is that we're also not able to place anything down here. Now, we have a tree here. We had a tree. And then we went through with the stump grinder and we removed the stump from this bit right here. But we're still not able to do anything. We've got all these bushes and stuff here. And we're not able to place something down. So I don't know what it is that's stopping us from doing it. Whether there's still a little bit of stump in there. One person suggested on the forum that it might be that there is a little tiny piece of timber that is left here. You know those wedges that we sometimes cut out with the chainsaw? That might still be there somewhere. I don't know. I do know that the reason we can't place anything down over here is because of that tiny, tiny little bit of straw right there, which is a little bit inconvenient. So what I thought that we would do first, because actually, there is one thing we want to do first. We want to go over to this one right here. Oh, I just want to show you something, actually. I spent quite a while playing around with this. Now, I've still got this on the easy controls, right? But I've now got this mapped onto a joystick. So I can... Hopefully, I can do this, like, quite smoothly now with using these controls. I've still got to sort of remember, but keeping it on the easy controls, I got this mapped onto a joystick. The only thing that I don't have mapped on the joystick is this control right here. I've got this on a button on my... it's on the D-pad that is on my steering wheel. That is the only bit that is not on there. On the joystick, I've got this on the movement on the joystick, and then the buttons that I would normally use for controls for telehandlers and stuff, I've got on that, and also on the grab. So it's entirely possible to map the whole thing out onto a joystick. I mean, I've got other buttons that I could have used for the up and down bit as well, for that bit, but I chose not to use those bits. I just put it on my steering wheel. It just made it a little bit easier for me, that was all. So I just wanted to show that very, very quickly, just to sort of say, look, you can do this if you really want to. It did take me a little while to map it all out, but I got there in the end, and it's not bad. It's all saved. The game saved all of the setup that I did, and it's not altered it around yet. I've not had any changes on it, so I'm quite pleased with that. Actually, it's done pretty much what I wanted it to do. We got 10 sheep in here at the moment. I want to get more sheep in here. I do, but we want to get some food in here for them first. And that's going to require some hay. That's the only thing that we're going to need. You look in here. Sheep, right there. Productivity at the moment is 20%. I've put water in for them. I don't think we had water in previously. And we need some grass or hay. So if we go and buy a couple of bales, then those are taken care of. We don't need to worry about the sheep at all. They're dealt with, and there's no more issues with them. Before I do that, before we do anything else to them, we've put that in for them. I want to go on to this one. I'm going to hitch on this cultivator. We're going to run this one along. We're going to unfold it like this. And I'm going to just cultivate this little area over here. Now, if you cultivate, that does remove anything that's on the surface. So I want to, first of all, we want to find the little bit of straw that was stopping us from placing down over here. And if I put the cultivator down, that's got rid of that little tiny little blip of straw. Wasn't much there, but it was just a little tiny bit. Next, I'm going to go across here. Now, I don't remember exactly where that tree stump was, but I'm hoping that if I go through here. Maybe if there's a tree stump in there, we can pull it out. If there's anything resembling a tree stump, maybe if... I don't know, there could be anything in there. So if we just do this, we may get an indication. Failing this, my next plan is I'm going to get a plough. We want to do some ploughing. And I want to join the field over there into one. So I will also bring the plough and we will plough up this little bit here. And maybe that will give us an indication if we can't put a placeable down here at the moment. So I'm just going to get rid of that there a second. Then I'm going to lift that up and I'm going to come over here. Over on this side. And we'll just stop there a second. And now we're going to go into placeables. Like this. We'll do this. I'm not actually going to place it down, by the way. I'm just wanting to bring it over here. Right, the terrain cannot be deformed here. Right, I'm getting terrain cannot be deformed. Collides with an object. Collides with an object. Right, so it suggests that there's still some straw or something around here somewhere. That now is working. That's letting us do it. But this here... That's saying that the terrain can't be deformed. That's saying it collides with an object. Right, collides with an object is the one that suggests that there is actually something that's been left behind. Can't be deformed. That's like a different result. So if we got a little bit of straw that's still left on the ground here somewhere. Another little bit over here. It's difficult to see. I mean, we do have quite a big area there that we're trying to cover over. I don't see anything at the moment. And mostly it was just that it couldn't be deformed. So we'll go back. We'll run back over here. I got another idea. Because I know a lot of you will also have these issues, which is why I want to kind of play around with this a little bit. And just so that we can kind of see what's causing the problems. And, right, over here we've got... It's not letting us put the tank down on this bit here. Collides with an object. So we've got something in this bit right here. It looks like maybe we've got some straw or something that is just on the end of this field here that it's colliding with. Collides with an object. Collides with an object. It does suggest that maybe there's another little bit of straw around here somewhere. There. Right there is our little bit of straw that it's colliding with. So that's that bit there. And there's probably going to be another couple. It's from the combining. The combine came out and it dropped a load down there. And this is something that I think is a little bit of a shame with this. At the moment, it's just kind of saying that. You do have to make sure that you don't have any straw, any grass, you don't have anything at all lying down on the ground that could potentially get in the way. So if we run our cultivator just up and down in a run on here, if there is any little bits of straw that are left here, in theory, it should get rid of all of it now. We go up here, and yeah, I think what we've got is a couple of little spots of straw just on the edge of this field. And that's what's caused us our problems. So if we get rid of anything resembling bits of straw by there. See, you've got a bit of straw right at the top of the field. I just seen it there. And that is going to stop us from being able to place anything down. It's going to say that that is an object. I'm hoping that this is something that they do actually get rid of, and it will tell you maybe what it is that's supposedly blocking you, or find another way for us to change. I can see a little bit there on the track. It's only the tiniest bit of straw. It's rather frustrating, actually, that that is stopping us from being able to do anything at all. But at least we know that there is a cure for this. And I suspect that one of the best cures would be to have like a simple set of discs or something that you can just run very quickly over an area. If you've got a set of discs, you can do that quick. You could have a wide set of discs or something like that that could run over any area and do so really, really fast, and job done. You got no issues then. So we'll come down here, and I'm going to go close to the field here. Oop, I've got to be careful that I'm not actually ploughing up the, cultivating up the grass. Just in case that we got any, I don't know if I left any bits of straw just along the edge there. Maybe that did do something. We'll go back around, and I'll drop this down again, and we'll come over this way. Like this. We'll go up through, so maybe there's a bit up through here. The planted ground, that shouldn't make any difference. So there, we'll remove all of that lot. That should have cleaned it up a little bit more. Maybe giving us a fighting chance of actually being able to get something placed down. So I'm going to move all the way over here so that I'm out the way. And then we will go back into here. We'll go back to miscellaneous and we'll take the water tank. And now... Right. Still colliding with an object right here. So there's something around here still. But you can see now, a lot of this... This is a lot better. This is a lot better. I'm thinking that there may still... There's something here that is colliding. There's something down there that we're colliding with. Over here, we're not colliding with anything. This is now freed up. This... Okay, terrain cannot be deformed here. This is suggesting that there's still a tree or something here. Right, this is strongly suggesting that there is something else still here. Unless it's just not going to allow us to place anything down here full stop. It might just not like the idea of anything being placed on this one little spot, but I don't think that's the case. I think we're going to want to do the ploughing bit. So let's start this up. The sheep have got a little bit of grass in the pen. Yeah, we haven't actually put any grass in for them, but they do have some grass in there. So we're going to say that they've got sufficient grass at the moment. I'm just going to leave you right here. I'm not really worried about that for a second. I want to go over to you. Start you up. Oop, no, I didn't want to do that. I want to go to the back machine. There, I want to leave you behind. Start you up, and then we'll run over this way. I want to grab... I want to get a plough. So I want to off-hitch the front loader here. Ooh, 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 ooh. Steady, steady, steady. The shadow there that was on the ground, I've noticed that is still floating in the air. So I'm hoping that's another thing that is going to be dealt with later on once the terrain... The whole terrain thing is updated. They are working on it. We know that. There's going to be a big patch. It's going to alter the terrain. I don't know how much they are changing with it, but from what I can tell, there's going to be... Just like from, you know, you read the post, I think we're going to have like quite a significant update with regards to modifying the terrain. I think this is absolutely brilliant. It is going to be very cool. If you could, like, you can... model in roads and things like that through it, and you'll be able to just generally do better things with the terrain all around. At least this is what I'm hoping. Don't forget, if you would like a chance to win a 2-week trial for a multiplayer server for 6 people, then go to the video that was released on Tuesday and listen to the first 10 minutes of the video. You will have instructions. It's also written in the description underneath that video. I did forget to include the bit that I said I would with the subtitle, but that's only like a minor detail. You got to enter in on the video that was released on Tuesday in order to be able to have a chance to win. If you would like this chance to win, then thanks very much to Little Hungarian for supplying those codes. It's two 2-week trials. Okay, so there's 2 codes for a 2-week trial for a multiplayer server for up to 6 people. You can give it a go, see what you think of it, and I will announce the winner next Tuesday. So there you go. You got a little chance there to go and win something. We got the Salford plows here. No, I'm not using them. Don't like Salford plows. Don't like them at all. I'm going with that one. See, this one here, this is a 5-furrow reversible plow. This one here is a 4-furrow non-reversible plow. And it's only $1,000 cheaper than the other one. Why would I get that one when I can get this one for $14? I do miss the Amazon one. We had an Amazon one that was right between these two. It was a 6-furrow reversible plow. I liked that Amazon plow. But for now, we'll get this. You can have universal mold boards. You can have the slatted mold boards. This is generally, I believe, for heavier soils. It helps to break it up a little bit if you use the slatted mold boards. But we don't have particularly heavy soil here, so we're going to go for standard mold boards. There are no other options on this plow, so we will buy that one outright for $14,000 because I feel that ploughing is something that we're going to be doing a little bit of. We will be getting cows, but I don't know quite when we're going to get our cows. So we're going to take this plough here. We got 2 fields that we want to join in together. But before I start joining those fields in together, I want to go and plough where that tree was. We had that tree. I want to plough where it was, and then I want to see if we can modify the terrain around it. I don't know. I got a feeling that the tree hasn't been properly removed or something, which is why we can't actually plough there at the moment. No, not plough. We can plough there. It's just that we can't put stuff down. I want to be able to get cows, and I want to put a pen down for the cows, but it's finding the spot to put it if we can't put it there where the tree was. Let's get this bad boy unfolded, like that. And we'll set on the allow create fields in just a minute. So I'll plant grass over this bit once I've done, but I'm going to plough out a little section right here, all in the area that it says that we're not allowed to do anything. So I'll allow create field on there, and lower that one down. And then I want to bring this along here. We'll run a little bit of grass seed over here. I know that I don't actually have any seed at the moment, so there's something else that we're going to have to do. But I think it's going to be worth it. If we can solve this little issue, we can solve this little mystery as to why we can't put a placeable down there, I'm hoping that this ploughing will actually answer a few of these questions. And I want to have the plough facing this way if I'm going along here. Oh, I've got to be careful not to go too far over, because I don't actually want to plough that track that goes between the two. So I'll lower that one down there. I have gone a little bit too far over there. You can go and get the roller that restores everything. And that one does actually work to restore a track, which is rather handy because we're going to need it now, I think. I'm going to bring this out to beside the track. I'm going to bring it to there. And we'll bring this down this way because, yeah, I think we may need that roller now. We'll drop that down there like that. A little bit untidy on the corners here, but that's okay. I can live with that. Don't mind it being a little bit untidy on the corners. And then we come through here. It's quite rough ground on this bit. So bring that through there. And then now we've just got to sort of join it all up here a bit. Switch this one over so that we've got a double width on this piece here. It should be enough then. We can set the plough down into it and we can turn properly when we come back down to this end. Once we've ploughed all of this, are we going to be able to put a placeable down? It's the place. This is quite the mystery, actually. I can understand up beside the field where we did the combining. You got those tiny, tiny little bits of straw. And I would guess, like I said, the best cure for that is to get a set of disc rollers or something like that. The ones that go reasonably quick and, you know, fairly wide as well. And just run around over that area with disc rollers. And that's going to remove anything resembling the tiny little tiny, teeny tiny blips of straw that get left behind when you do the combining. And that's all going to be taken care of. You're not going to have any issues there whatsoever. But it's this bit right here. It keeps saying that it's not saying that it collides with another object, which is the bit that indicates that it's not going to work. Know that there's something there. What it's saying is that it's got no... the terrain cannot be deformed. Now that's different. That's a different result. And that's suggesting that maybe there's something here that we don't know about, like the tree, because if you're trying to put it next to the trees, it didn't say that it was colliding with an object. It just said that the terrain can't be deformed. And it did that previously as well. Over there it was doing that. So we cut through here a minute. I'm just going to reverse down through and do each of these runs now. I do love that we are at least getting rid of all of the shrubs and stuff. That, to me, is a wonderful, wonderful thing, that we can get rid of all of these shrubs. And, of course, now we've got to see if this ground is too rough for this to cope with, or if it's actually going to do it. Seems to be doing it here. I mean, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. But maybe there's, like, certain places on the map where you can't put placeables down until you ploughed it first. Maybe it's to do with the shrubs that you've got to plough up first, because well, that doesn't make any sense, because I've put them over there, and there were shrubs in those places as well. Maybe there's certain types of shrubs that you've got to plough in before it'll let you do it. Is that a thing? We will find out. We'll find out very soon now, because I've done most of this. You've got quite a step on that piece there. I think we've now gone over the piece where the tree stump was. I've not had the plough catch or try to bounce out of the ground. It's not indicating that there is any sign that we've still got a tree or anything here. It's just got this whole issue here where we couldn't place stuff down. So we'll just finish off the ploughing on this bit, just so that we've got this all the way round. And I mean, that over there, it doesn't really matter over there. We weren't sort of too concerned about that. But if we're able to put a placeable down here, then we might be able to get cows and put them closer to the sheep than we can at the moment. And that's something I'd quite like to do. If I can drop the cows down fairly close to those sheep in this great big level area that we've got. I mean, it's not completely level, admittedly, but it's fairly level here. It's not that far off. Just drop you down and take that bit out there. Okay, so I've ploughed up all of that area there. I'm just going to switch off the allow create fields bit a second, and I'll move all the way back over there out the way. And now I will go back into here, and we go to miscellaneous, and we go to our water tank. Okay. Terrain cannot be deformed here. I can place it down here, and I can raise it up. I can lower it down right here. That'll work fine. It also goes all the way up over there. As soon as I step over this way, I'm getting a terrain cannot be deformed in that area there. There's something here with this particular piece. And then let's try lifting that up a bit. Right, that comes all the way over here. Right, there. Terrain cannot be deformed. It works there. Okay, all of this area I can use. It doesn't like that, but that's going to collide with an object because it's getting too close to the sheep. Yeah? Collides with an object. Cannot be deformed. It'll let me put it down here. And there, its terrain cannot be deformed. Okay. And that's fine. It'll allow me to place it here. But there's something in this area here that it won't let me do it. Okay, so we've established, for whatever reason, there's something here that we can't do anything with. I don't know why. I can go over to there, but there's something here. That does suggest to me that the tree stump... Hang on. No, there's one more little test that we can do. It suggests to me that the tree stump is still there. This is strongly suggesting to me that there is actually a tree stump that is still there, and that's why it's not letting us do it. Right, I can bring it over to here, and I can bring it out round here, because the tree was right in the middle there somewhere, wasn't it? You go up here near the trees, and... oh. Collides with an object. I'm wondering if it's that. You don't own this land. Yeah, oh, again, that's kind of understandable. So what about this over here? Collides with an object. Well, that's colliding with the tree. Deformation of the terrain failed. 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 Failed again. And then it works. Okay, so that's deformation of the terrain cannot be deformed here. Yeah, see, there's various different reasons that it's throwing up as to why. This object, this collides with an object. There's something there. Collides with an object. Well, that works. That works up there. So I don't know what's there in the middle. There's something there in the middle, and maybe that's the chopped straw. So there's something here in that little spot right there on this farm that is stopping us from placing anything down. There's nothing we can do about it. even the little sandcastle, the terrain cannot be deformed here. It'll let me put the sandcastle over to here, all the way around in that area there. And this one actually goes a lot further, but there's a patch right there. It's not letting me move, and I think it's to do with that tree that was there. If I bring it over this side, I've got the same over here. The terrain cannot be deformed. Alright, I can deform it up there, and I can place the stuff down over here, but where those trees were, it's not letting us do it. I don't know why, but it's not letting us do it where the trees were, which is a little bit inconvenient as far as I'm concerned, but, you know, we can live with it. So we want to go back into here, and we do want cows, okay? We still want to get cows. Those are 100,000. I've got like 80 grand at the moment, so I can go, well, the sheep pasture is probably the biggest one that I can do a test with. And try the large chicken coop. If I can place the large chicken coop down, collides with an object, collides with an object, collides with an object. Yeah, it's going to collide with stuff down here. A lot of this, we've got collision going on. But if I can place a large chicken coop down, then I ought to be able to put down the cattle thing as well. We've got collisions going on over here. Think that we were able to eventually put it out down that way. I can't put anything down here. We won't be able to put it over there because of the bit up that side. And I think actually our best bet for being able to do this, right, is to put the cattle over on this side. We're going to have to bring them down close to these horses over here as much as we can. They are going to have to come up a bit like that. Just thinking about it. Just definitely thinking about it here in places. I think that is still going to be too steep. Ideally, I'd like to sort of plonk it there, so that, but there's too much to deform out that side, and it's not going to have it. So we'd have to probably get rid of the horses altogether in order to be able to make the thing fit down. We can't put it over here. It's too steep over that side, and possibly about the only thing that we could do is remove the silo and put the silo over here somewhere, if we can fit that one in that area down there. And then instead of the silo, we could put a cattle yard down here. I think that might be our best bet for doing the cattle, but we'll have to worry about that later on. I don't want to do that now. So we come out of there, and so I've investigated this mystery. There's a few people that wanted me to investigate this mystery a little bit. So I have investigated the mystery a little bit. We've kind of found out-ish what's going on. At the moment, not the best answer. We're not able to do everything that we want to do just on that bit, which is a bit of a shame, but hopefully we will be able to do something with it in the future. I'm going to just make this area here a little bit bigger, and I'm also hoping to make it a little bit tidier, because this is all going to be grass. So I've already planted a load of grass down here anyway, and we can plant some more grass here. And what I thought I might do, I've got a roller. I can go and get a roller, right? So I could just plough all of this. I could just plough straight over here, and then we can go and get the roller, and we can, like, reapply the path down through so that we don't have to worry too much about getting this absolutely dead on level and straight. And that way, if there's any bits or anything that's left on the ground, we could just get rid of them. They'll all be gone. So I can run down through here. I mean, yes, admittedly, the Lemkin plough would probably have been a little bit faster than this bad boy right here, but I'm not that concerned about it. We've got this one here, and this one does work. So we don't need to have anything particularly bigger than this. And I'm going to try to give this field... I'm not going to go overboard with, like, a natural edge field or anything like that. But I am going to try and give it a little bit more of a natural edge than it's got right now. Now, I've found in the past that the best way to get a good corner on the field is ignore where the plough goes, right? You just have to break realism for this little bit, and while you're creating your fields. bring the plough down like that, and bring the corner up like that there. And then bring it back again. Just bring it over a little step. Bring it around like that, and then turn sharp on this corner like that there. And lift. And you'll have your corner. There's your corner, and we've brought that in quite neat and tidy as well. We haven't got sort of any major issues with that corner right there. Then you can plonk your plough back in, bring it sort of back over and line it back up to roughly where you want it for the rest of your field, and we're going to put it about there. I don't want to go any further over than this. I'm over far enough. Plenty far. I'm probably over a little bit too far. It's going to be a little bit steep on the sides of the field. I don't want to go too close to that tree either. So we're just going to run straight down here like this. And I'm thinking this is most likely going to be a crop field. So we want to try to keep it reasonably level if we can. We don't want to be doing anything too drastic. We're coming out down to the bottom here, and this is the next bit that we're going to want to make sure that we get right. First up, let me go and get this one a second. I'm going to need this cultivator. So I will lower said cultivator down there and we'll unhitch it. We'll run up here and we'll get that stock box and move that one out the way. Then I can get the... I wonder if there's any, like, placeables. You know this decoration bit that we've got here? That you don't get in the high level zone. You got, like, there's the flag right there, and then you've got that little bit of junkyard there in the middle that you can't do anything with. That's not in the hard zone, like the medium mode and the hard mode. It's not there, is it? So I'm wondering if whether there's another piece of it over there on that bit that we can't do anything with at the moment. Whether there's anything in there that's causing an issue. Maybe. Not really sure at the moment. Right. Bring that one down there so that one's out the way. We don't have to worry about that for a minute. Hello, Cerberus. How are you? Okay, we need to feed Cerberus. He's getting hungry, poor chap. So we will feed Cerberus. There. Where are you? Cerberus! Oh, there he is. Right, and we can also pet the dog. He's a happy little chappy, isn't he? He's a very happy little chappy. Right, we'll leave him there. We want to go back over to this one, and I'm going to bring this down a little bit further. I don't want to go too much. I'm not going to go too insane with this, but I do want to bring it a bit further down. I think about there is going to be good. So then we want to do the same again. I want to get a good corner on this. You can also do this by just flipping the plow over here. Like that. You just got to make sure that you got it lined up right. That's okay. That's okay. That's all. Just get it lined up there. So I want to go roughly in that direction. I want to take it back towards that corner a little bit more. So I'll bring it to about there, I think. And that goes now. You can look. That goes right down onto the existing point. There we go. And I've now got my new line for the field. So I'm going to bring this one along here. I got plenty of room here on the side, and I'll have plenty of room for vehicles to get past on this end of the field as well. This end of the field, I'm going to do a bit more of a natural curve on it. And I'll bring that around like that as we come up through. I'm going to bring it to that point there. It's quite rough on this end of the field. I know that we've got a rough patch on this end of the field, so I don't want to go overboard with this. What I also want to do, though, is I do actually want to bring this field out a little bit more just on this piece right here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring that to there, and then we'll get the roller, and we'll restore the road where we want that road restored after we finish doing this job. So we bring it out to that point there. Now I can flip the plow back over, and we've got a section here that we want to plow up. This is the plan. So now I want to fill in all of this. And we'll get the roller from the shop after we've done this. We can put that road back in, and then we've got both fields extended slightly. I'm hoping that we'll also remove a lot of the nonsense with, you know, the little bits of straw that are stopping us from putting down placeables and things like that. It's good to know now up front that, you know, we've got these issues. You know, the little tiny bits of straw can stop you from putting down a placeable. That's You wouldn't expect that, but at the same time, because of the way the game mechanics work, where you don't allow you to mix things, and you did previously have this anyway. If in FS17, you could not put a placeable down, and if there was any straw or anything on the ground already, it just wouldn't let you put it there. You had to make sure that everything was clean before you could put anything down. So it's the same principle on this one. Now, I don't know if it was like every single little tiny speck of straw. I didn't try putting barns and stuff right next to fields previously, mainly because I wanted to keep the fields. But now in this one, we are trying to do things like this. We've got a slight rise on this end of the field, which may cause us some problems with the combine. I'm hoping it won't. We've got quite a small combine at the moment, so it should be fine for here. Is whether or not we end up going for a bigger combine later on in this series, or maybe that'll switch over for grass or something like that. But a bigger combine, obviously you do need the ground to be slightly more level. I know that there's quite a few people have reported that the combines are having a little bit of problem with grounding out in places. On like slightly uneven fields, the bigger headers are grounding out. So they're aware that this is an issue, and I don't know where I seen it. Whether it was somebody said that they were trying to make a mod for it, or if it was something from a random comment that came up from a Giants developer in a live stream or something like that that's been quoted. Somewhere, someone was saying about a flexible header. Not like a proper flex header, but at least something that is a little bit flexible in places that is being worked on. Now, I've no idea if this is a Giants thing or a mod thing or anything that... It may not even be a thing. It may just be one of those random internet myths and legends that just kind of materialize out of nowhere, and then everybody thinks, "Oh, that's a really good idea," and then perpetuate said myth or legend. If it's the case, that would actually be really cool. To have a flexible header that actually works properly in the game would be absolutely spectacular. I would love to see a flexible header in this game. But so at the moment, I've got no idea if it's going to be a thing or not. I think what we'll do now is we'll just start working on the piece down through here, like this. I think I've got enough space there. Yeah, just. And we'll run down through here. That should... I'm going to also plough that... Actually, I don't need to plough the field, do I? It doesn't, like, give a penalty of any kind. So I don't actually need to plough anything unless I'm just, it's the bits that I'm creating the fields. I can then cultivate all of it, and after cultivating all of it, I can then decide if I want to try and put the cattle yard down as a placeable. And I do think that by ploughing everything up first, I do think that I'm doing the right thing. We could get a load of extra cash in order to try... Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to just... leave it like that. We could get a load of extra cash, and we could get the cattle immediately. And so we increase our loan yet again, so that we can get the cattle yard placed down and get it to the south end of this field here, and work on it like that. And then we just have one track going up here. Not quite sure. What do people think? Get in the comment section today and tell me if you think I should really go for maxing out my loan in order to... There we go. That's looking quite good, that bit of ploughing up through there. Whether you think I should really be trying to max out the loan and getting all of the animals at the moment, or if you think we should just stop and work on the sheep for a minute and then go and increase our loan a little bit later on after we've done some more crops and stuff. Because remember, if we do go for cows, we're going to be wanting to try to get them the whole total mixed ration and all of those things, and that does cost quite a bit of money to get set up. That's not a cheap enterprise to get going, is it? Whereas the sheep... we just got to go and buy a few bales of hay. We can go and do that from the shop. We don't even need to go and... we don't even need to wait for our grass to grow here. We can just nip over to the shop and grab a couple bales. Yeah, this is bugging me a little bit. I'm going to just do a tidy line across here, because this is actually starting to irritate me a bit. And it is really uneven there as well. Okay, there. I'll do that bit there, and I'll just fill that bit out. Even though we're going to bring a roller over and we're going to squash that bit back down again, I still want to plough it up, because otherwise it's just going to really irritate me. There we go. That's nice and clean and tidy now. That's looking much better. Then we can bring this one over here, and we can start running back up there. So we've almost done this bit. I love that we do get a little bit of spin as well. You know, this is quite hard ground that I'm going through right here. So a little bit of wheel spin is not necessarily unheard of. Alright, I've seen wheel spins on plows before when they're trying to go through hardened ground. And it does look quite cool, especially when you've got a really big tractor. You got a really big tractor that's doing the work, and he's doing a little bit of wheel spinning because he can't quite drag his plow through. It just looks impressive. I mean, yes, admittedly, you're looking at that and you're thinking it's not going to be long before we're replacing mould boards and chisels and all sorts on that plow, but my goodness me, it does look pretty while it's breaking, doesn't it? I am wondering if the cultivator, because the cultivator will do the ploughed ground and it will cultivate that up. My concern at the moment is the cultivator is also going to go through and it's going to run all the way up across the grass that we've planted. So I just make sure that before I start the cultivator doing any hired help work, we will manually go around the edge of the grass so that we don't have to replant very much of that. And then we can worry about it afterwards. Although we may end up doing some more crops on those fields. You know, I've planted grass at the moment because I thought that we were going to be able to put our cows up there, and I thought, well, grass would be the best thing to sort of go underneath that. But we can't put our cows up there. We can't put anything up there at the moment, so it might be better if we try a different approach. I'm not quite sure. I'm genuinely unsure as to what we should do, because we're not going to fit cows in there. That's too steep. There's too much ground deformation that is going to be needed to be able to accomplish that, and it's not going to work. It's absolutely not going to like it. So we've got that middle section that we need to do in there, and then down this side, we've got just there's a little tiny strip down this side, and then another little tiny bit down the bottom, and we've done most of this joining together into two fields. Like I said before, if you'd like a chance to win a multiplayer server trial. It's a 2-week trial for a multiplayer server. They are hosted by Nitrado, I think. Or is it Nitrado? I think it's Nitrado. But hosted by Nitrado. It's for 6 people. 2-week trial. It's completely free, obviously. And this is a quick giveaway for these 2 trial codes. Thank you very much to the little Hungarian for supplying these codes to us. If you'd like a chance to win, then go and watch Tuesday's video of Farming Simulator 17, Farming Simulator 19, and follow the instructions in the video. You've got to put a comment into the comment section on that video. You can put as many comments as you like in this video. I mean, I'm quite happy to, but it's not going to win you anything. You need to go to Tuesday's video if you want a chance of winning anything. If I remember, I will try to include a link in the description down below for the video you need to go and have a look at, so that you've got a better chance of winning if you would like a chance of winning that code. I will draw the winners on next Tuesday. We've almost done this. We've just got that little bit in the middle, and then we'll get the cultivator going, and we'll make sure the cultivator does cultivate everything. I'm going to get the cultivator working in field with us. Well, we'll do that in the next episode, because we've got that little section there in the middle that we want to do. So we get the cultivator working in there, and he'll probably start down the bottom, start working his way around across the field, and we'll keep working on that bit in there, and then we'll all meet each other in the middle. At least that's the theory. I'm sure this will work. I'm sure it'll work out absolutely perfectly. We won't have any issues. There won't be any problems. There'll be just no hitches whatsoever. It's going to go absolutely perfectly, as always. But anyway, that is all I've got time for today. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.